Hello and welcome back to the Purposeful and Profitable Podcast. I'm your host, Yvonne A. Jones, relationship building strategist and personal business coach and mentor. If you've joined me before, you know this is where we bring heart back into business. In our last episode, I shared how a simple handwritten card sent with genuine care resulted in 14 years of customer loyalty in my skincare and image consultancy. That's the power of meaningful connection. But what opens the door to that kind of connection? It's clarity. And today we're going deeper into why clarity isn't just a marketing tactic, it's a leadership skill. Have you ever tried to explain what you do and see that polite but glazed over smile? They nod, but you know they don't fully get it. I saw this many times at networking events when I first began my online business 17 years ago. I was trying to serve everyone and my message was not clear. That moment isn't about your offer being weak. It's about your message lacking clarity. Let's just say it's muddy. Confusion doesn't create safety, and people only move toward what feels safe. One of the biggest mistakes entrepreneurs make, especially those of us in midlife, is assuming that the depth of our experience speaks for itself. That your years of service, your wisdom, your credentials will naturally attract the right people. The reality is that experience doesn't sell itself. Clarity does. So when you speak clearly about who you help, what problem you solve, and the specific transformation that you offer, your audience understands and they're more likely to lean in. You see, you're not just offering services, you're offering certainty. And for many people who have a high need for certainty, anything less will repel rather than attract them. And certainty is deeply attractive. Let me share something with you from my own journey. I mentioned it a moment ago. In my early years as a American consultant, I had no elaborate marketing plan, no fancy CRM system. But what I did have was crystal clarity on two things. One, I knew who I wanted to serve. That's women who wanted to feel beautiful, confident, and cared for. I knew my role was to make them feel valued, not just during the sale, but in every interaction that followed. You see, Mary Kay Ash taught her consultants to imagine that every woman or everyone you met wore an invisible sign that said, "Make me feel important." That message was beautifully aligned with the principles I had learned in my first customer service training at 16 years old in my first job at a commercial bank. That's why I sent handwritten thank you notes after every purchase. It's why I mailed wedding anniversary cards every year to my customers who were married. It's why I acknowledge referrals with small, thoughtful gifts. I wasn't just nurturing customers. I was reinforcing clarity. I was telling them, you matter to me. This isn't just a transaction. You can trust me. And that's why my first client stayed with me for 14 years. Not because I sold her the best lipstick on the market, although it may have been, but because I made her feel special. She felt safe returning to me again and again. Here's something we rarely talk about, and that is clarity is about elevating your leadership. When you're vague, you're asking your audience to do the work of figuring you out. And let's be honest, they won't. When you're clear, you're taking ownership and you're guiding them with confidence. So especially for my fellow midlife professionals, this stage of life isn't about proving yourself anymore. It's about positioning your wisdom so that the right people can recognize you. You see, you and I don't need more experience. What we need to make sure that we have is more clarity. So if you're feeling unclear, let's start here. Ask yourself, who exactly do I serve? And don't say everyone. Speak to the people who are already searching for someone like you. The second question would be, what specific problem am I helping them solve? So ask them questions, then use their language to provide the answers. Avoid industry buzzwords. Just simply be human. And the third question is, what outcome or transformation do I help create? When you're conveying that, paint the vision, paint the picture, and make it real. The clearer you become, the more naturally aligned clients will come to you. Because when people can see themselves inside your message, the decision to trust you feels easy. So here's your simple action step for this episode and for this week. Write one sentence that clearly describes who you help, the problem you solve, and the outcome you deliver. Speak it aloud. Then ask a trusted friend or a mentor, is that clear to you? Would you know who to send my way? If they hesitate, then you've just found gold, because then that will help you to formulate your statement in a way that answers that question. Would you know who to send my way? That feedback is your clarity edge. So that's it for today's deeper dive into clarity. Clarity is an essential business tool, but it's more than that. It's an act of service. It's how we make people feel safe stepping toward us. And as you'll hear me say often, profitable relationships are built on trust, and trust begins with connection. If today's episode encouraged you, please share it with someone who might be struggling to articulate their message. And as always, you can find more resources and ways we can work together at YvonneAJones.com. And again, that's YVONNE, middle initial A, last name Jones, JONES.com. And 50, the number 50, AND, wisercoaching.com. Next time, we're talking about something I know many of you are navigating right now: reinvention in midlife and why confidence, not age, is your greatest asset. Until then, keep showing up with heart and keep building relationships that matter. I am Yvonne A. Jones.